How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. I want to talk to you today about what made me motivated as hell when I started investing. So, I was so excited to start investing because of something called financial independence, retire early, or the FIRE movement. This is something that I heard about pretty early on when I looked into investing, and it was an eye-opening experience for me, an eye-opening world to me. Something that I had never really thought about, which is I always thought that I need to find a job that I loved because I thought I'm going to be doing it for 40 years. This is something where I'm going to have to, put in the work up front in school or, internships, everything, extracurriculars to find a job that I was going to fall in love with, that I could make a decent amount of money at and support a family until the point where I could retire after I got some social security or whatever else I had going for me. Then I heard about the financial independence movement. This was an eye-opening experience for me. This was something where it made so much sense to me. It kind of made me so excited. Like I still remember it, where I was so excited I had to tell everyone I knew about it because it seemed like such a game changer, right? It was like I had a secret that no one else knew that could change the world that they see in front of them. And I told as many people that would listen to me as possible, including friends, family, random people at bars, whatever it was. And I just didn't get the response that I thought I'd get. Like, people thought, okay, that's fine, but that's not really true. You can't retire in 10, 15, 20 years. And that's when I started this YouTube channel, is because I wanted to talk about it. And while we always talk about like the day-to-day stocks, right, where we're talking about the next best stock or whatever stock we think will do well, potential catalyst, for a lot of us in the long term, it's really about hitting financial independence. Sure, there are some people that have already done that on this channel, or that are watching this channel, watching this video, which is awesome. Hats off. At that point, then it's a totally different game. But until you hit financial independence, I think for a lot of us, it is hitting that number where we could step away, right? Right now, I'm in a job that I like, which is this, YouTube. But there is something to be said for hitting that number where you have enough that if this blew up, I would have the peace of mind knowing that my investments could pay for everything that I need them to, and I wouldn't have to work at some dead-end job where I don't like my boss, I don't like walking into work, I don't like waking up at the time that I wake up and then missing out on whatever is in my personal life because I can't get away because I need the paycheck and I can't risk not going to work and all this stuff, right? In the end, it's all about financial independence. And again, the stocks are great, picking out stocks that we think are going to do well. But if I could get a higher return doing something else, it's really about the highest return in the end, which is where financial independence is really the be all and end all, right? And the amazing thing is, this probably will be motivating for you too if you don't know this. There's something called the Trinity Study that says if you are able to accumulate a portfolio that's 25 times what you spend in a year, so if you spend 40 grand, you get a portfolio of $1 million, assuming it's allocated a certain way and assuming a normal rate of return, there's a very good likelihood that you'll never run out of money over 30 years. So there are little things like that where they add little footnotes. But basically, you can retire on 4% of your portfolio. So the amazing thing is you can calculate how long it'll take you to retire from zero based on your savings rate. So, for example, this is the part that made it so motivating for me. If you save 25% of your income, you'll retire in 32 years. Now, this is not assuming, any big windfalls. This is assuming a certain rate of return. If you save 50% or invest 50%, 17 years away from retirement, and that's if you start at zero, remember. If you can save 65% of your income, about 10 and a half years. If you can save 75%, 7 years. If you can save 90%, it will take you under 3 years. It's amazing. Another way to think about it is if you could save, let's say, $2,500 per month, which I know for some people is a lot of money, but let's say you and your significant other can make 90 grand through the year, maybe after taxes, and then you save a third of that. That's $2,500 a month. So if you do that for 20 years, you'll have $1.4 million. Motivating as hell. It's crazy when you think about it that way. Now, some people are a little bit older. You might invest in a different way. You might go through real estate. You might go through stocks. You might have your own business or something like that. But it's amazing to think about the end goal. Remember, the end goal is to be able to spend your time how you want to and not be tied down to something that you dislike or something that you resent because it stops your freedom. And that's where I think it's awesome. I mean, we have a large majority of our audience here between 25 and 34 years old. It's about 31%. We have 32% between 35 and 44. And then we have about 18% in that 45 to 54 year range where you're probably getting closer to retirement, or maybe now you're kicking it up a little bit, right? Maybe you had some stuff to pay for before and now you're really focused on retiring. I think it's awesome. We have some people older than that too. We have some people younger than that. But no matter where you're at, there is something to be said for the end goal, right? We just want to have a life that we can do what we want, when we want, how we want. And that's where I think it's motivating as hell to look at, and I'm saying that a lot, but to talk about or look at or think about those numbers, right? Those saving rate numbers, where if you save a certain amount, you should be able to retire at a certain date. Of course, there are fluctuations in the market all the time, but that's the end goal. And I know for me, I was watching YouTube channels all the time on, how to retire in 10 years, how to retire in 15, 20, 30, how to retire early, fire movement, house hacking, everything that I could watch to get motivated even more to retire early, because that is what I want to do. I want to be able to have that freedom. And I think it's awesome. If you guys want some resources to take a look at this a little bit more, go look at Mr. Money Mustache. I know that sounds a little bit weird, but he retired in 8 years on not excessive salaries or anything like that. Like, he made good money, but I don't think he hit over 150 between him and his significant other any 1 year. So go check him out. Definitely someone that you should check out if you haven't already done that. And if you guys want to support the channel, one way that I made extra money when I was trying to make some side money was starting up bank accounts, getting bank account bonuses, and getting free stock, like I always talk about Webull or M1 Finance. Both of those are down below. They'll give you some free money if you deposit $100 in their brokerage accounts. I did that all the time. I gave my referrals out to everyone that I knew. I was hustling there. So if you guys want some free money too, if you guys want to do that and give it out to your significant others, friends, children, parents, whatever. I had my parents sign up for Webull too back before I started YouTube. Definitely check out that link down below. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.